Sometimes I do surprise myself with knives, with watches, with guns. What I mean is, I get something and I think I'm going to hate it. I start using it. I start fondling it. And lo and behold, magic happens. I end up liking it, sometimes loving it. Have you ever had that happen to you in your gear quest, TMPers? Have you ever? Yeah, totally nothing. I have had that happen. I like it when it happens. Yeah, me too, dude. Totally. Okay, so I'm going to do a 2-for-1 KRV here. These, again, are surprising knives. I didn't think I would hate them, but I didn't think I would love them. And the exact opposite has turned out to be true. I pretty much do love them. I can look past their quirks. Yes, they have some quirks. You might guess what one of them is. They are stainless steel handled knives. There you go. There's your hint. And I do like them, if not love them. It is surprising. I surprise myself. Why is it surprising, TMPers? Who've watched the show? That's because you've said that you pretty much hate stainless steel handled folding knives. Nothing. Dang, that guy's smart. Yeah, that's exactly why. I review few. You know, more or less 13 years, coming up on 14. How many stainless steel handled knives, I'm talking folders, have I reviewed? Not too many. Couple. There are some that, you know, I can look past the quirks, and they, like these knives from Columbia River Knife and Tool, you know, they're good looking knives. You know, and so if they're good looking, they have a decent steel, they're durable, they're fast, and they're high value, there's 5 reasons I can look past the obvious quirk they have. And let's introduce them, ladies and gentlemen of the project. First up, a 2-for-1 KRV. What value? 2-for-1. 2 blades, 1 video. I'm always striving to make less content, not more, because I have so many things I want to talk about on camera. Guns, knives, watches, tactical gear, outdoor adventures, all kinds of fun stuff. Join Patreon, watch the full flow. You'll get it there. First up is the CRKT Remedy, y'all. The Remedy by Leon Ma. Great looking blade. Great looking blade. We'll come back to that. And the other one paired up with the CRKT Vizzle by Jesper Voxnes. Look at that, dudes. All right, to the looks. To the looks. They're just really high speed looking blades. They're elegant. They're beautiful. I like both of their design languages. Okay, different designers, right? So Leon Ma at the top, Jesper on the bottom with the Vizzle. I just like them both. They're great looking blades. I like their sizing. They're just about right. About 3.5 inch blades. You know, both the steels I really, really like. They're value steels. 8CR 13 MOV. I did read recently someone criticizing it. It was some Amazon review. The guy's saying, oh yeah, 8CR is garbage steel. And I was like, dude, have you used 8CR? It sounds like you don't know what you're talking about. I've used it a lot, and it's a good steel. You know, I think most users couldn't tell any difference between 8CR and S30, S35, S90, to be totally honest. Why? Here's why. Because you guys don't sharpen your knives ever. That's why. So, you know, when they go dull, you leave them dull. From what I've seen. You do. And dude, Patreon guy, I just read his comment. He's like, dude, I love how you call us out for not sharpening our knives. And I was like, hey, you know, I'm just having a good time in the videos. And it is true. I gear check you. You don't sharpen them. Back to 8CR though. It's a good steel. It will rust on you. It's easy to sharpen. It takes a very fine edge. Both. Listen, fellas, both of these knives out of box are extremely sharp. Here's my cardstock. We'll start off with the Schnizzle Vizzle. Yeah, that passes. Don't have to do anything with that edge. Nothing. I love it when I don't have to do nothing. It actually kind of ticks me off when I have to take a knife out of the box and I have to work on it. Oh my goodness. The Remedy is even sharper. Look at that. It's like a laser. Look at that, dude. Hollow ground blade. Both of them are HG, by the way. Not full flat ground. This might be the sharpest knife I've seen out of package in some time. And back to the looks. They're just fantastic looking. I love the blades. Trailing point blade on both models. They're just fantastic. Great finishing on the blade too, on this 8CR13 MOV steel. Look at the remedy. Look at the finishing. That's better than Spyderco's that I've brought to table. I'm talking like $200 Spyderco's. It's better. Fantastic. There's the Vizzle. Fantastic. Unsharpened flat on the Vizzle for a consistent edge sharpening when, well, for me, when I sharpen my knives. Not you guys. But if you had an Edge Pro Apex, you would use that to produce the very consistent edge and sharpness. Oh, and by the way, that magnet attachment that EPA has now, oh my gosh, where have you been all my life? It is so excellent. It locks it down on the table so there's no rocking. Before, you had to kind of push it down and make sure it was consistent. Now it just sucks it to the table on the Edge Pro Apex. You sharpen away. I'll put a link below. It'll take you to Blade HQ. Go there, buy your Edge Pro Apex, be happy, get back to me, let me know how much you love it. You're welcome. Maybe then you will sharpen your knives. Here's the Remedy blade. We don't really have a flat right here, so this is kind of an angular swedge right here. A little bit of a flat right here. So this is going to be a little bit more challenging to sharpen. What I do with these is I just suck it to the table, I'll change my angles on my primary bevel, and then I'll just work it from there. And just make a note of what I ground it at, because every knife's a little bit different. The sharpness, again, is absolutely astounding in the Remedy. The Vizzle's excellent, too. Yeah, so I'm going to give the blades like an A+, both of them. I love the design, I like the sharpness, I like the finishing. Dude, they are awesome. Now, to the weight. Yes, it is a downside. Still, I mean, I want to be consistent in this. 5.2 ounces, 4.6 ounces, stainless steel handles. Is it a showstopper with these knives? Not really, because of everything else you're going to get. If they were lacking in some other departments, then I may not be reviewing them. Or if I did, I'd be a negative review. I like a 4-ounce knife. If it's a knife of this size, if it's littler, then I want a lighter knife. I've always said that, I always will. It doesn't mean I won't rock a heavier knife. I mean, for crying out loud, I'll wear an 8-ounce watch once in a while. Seriously. Like a bracelet, yeah, big old watch. I'll review some that you'll be blown away that I actually like them. I've done it already. Kind of like that Poseidon. The Reactor Poseidon. Go watch that review TD and I did. That's a big, heavy watch, even though it's in titanium. Bulky. I love it. I think a lot of you guys are that way with the blades. But here's the deal. On both of these knives, the Remedy and the Vizzle, schnizzle, they're thin. They're easy to carry. So while they're not super light, they're very unobtrusive in pocket. Both are excellent. I think the Remedy on the top is superlative in its handle construction. Look how rounded it is, how radiused it is. Do you see any hot spots on the Remedy? Yeah, me either. And I did sign it. Yeah, bought this one. It's cool. Skateboard tape for easier extraction out of pocket. I do that. On any handle that lacks traction, I will continue to do that. Yeah, so it's radiused, it's smooth. I mean, it's just, the handle on this, as far as comfort, as far as design goes on the Remedy, is an A+. The Vizzle's not too far behind. It's rocking some beveling. Kind of like a Sebenza beveling job. And I do have a Sebenza homage I'm going to show you before the video ends as a competitive option. Look at that, dudes. That's pretty cool. Nice design element here in this Voxnez design knife. This is the Vizzle. Comfortable in hand, adequately long. I think both of these knives, at least this one is an EDC knife. The Remedy, I may surprise you in this, that can actually be a tactical blade as well. It can, because it has jimping on the top. It has a very deep choil right here. It really locks in hand. This is really good jimping, dudes. Really good. I'm surprised at the jimping. This is what I'm saying. When I started, handling these knives, carrying them, especially the Remedy, I'm like, this is a really good knife. For 40 bucks? Really good knife. Here I go, beating up your credit card again. Sorry. They're cool. A little bit heavy. I can look past it for everything else we're getting. For instance, both of them have an IKBS. So they're a bearing system, not phosphor, bronze, or nylon bushings. You're talking about bearings in the pivot point. And I think both come out adequately fast. Let's check the detent on the Remedy. Very positive. Detent on the Vizzle. Very positive. Deployment on the Vizzle. I'm pre-shoulder surgery right here, in case you're wondering, chronologically speaking. I have not had my operation yet. Got to repair my double torn rotator cuff. It's coming up. Not bad. Not bad speed. IKBS, both of them. Lockup on the Vizzle. Toit. Centering on the Vizzle. Thick old blade. Look at that. It almost looks like a custom blade. The clearance is there. Out of box, it's good. Now, I can't tell you after like 2 years of hard use, would this start rubbing? I don't know. It's just single side adjustable. That is kind of a downside. It's a value knife though. Value knife. Same thing. Single side pivot point adjustment. And I say that because in my experience, if it does go south on you, it's much more difficult to get that centering back. It just is. It's almost like as soon as you start fooling with it, you're going to get rubbing. But for now, the Remedy has perfect centering as well. Look at how goofy these gloves look, man. I should just get another pair. Just cut the fingers out. Whatever. They work fine. I talked about the detent. Deployment is adequately fast. Both are flipper designs. I love flipper designs. I never get it when guys are criticizing them. I've been saying that lately. I will level this criticism. Both the flipper tabs on the Remedy and the Vizzle
are too freaking sharp, and they need to be, I don't know, worked over by you. This one I left alone. So here's the Vizzle. You can see the sharp transitions on it. I mean, are they painfully sharp? No, but they need some work. You know, it sticks out just the right amount, so it's easy to access.
Ambidextrous knife and ambidextrous deployment method. This one I worked over with my Dremel. So it was just as sharp as the Vizzle's. Now look at it. So very carefully I radiused it with a Dremel wheel, and then I used like 400 grit sandpaper to knock off the edges a little bit more. Now it's perfect. I mean, there's no sharp edges on this. It took me all of 5 minutes to do it. And I talk about this in my KRVs all the time. It's like, oh, I could easily fix that. I do it with watches all the time. I'm always modifying watches. I do it with knives. If it bugs me, I'm going to change it. You should do the same thing, especially with an affordable blade. If it's an expensive blade, like this Ultra Tech drop point, Microtech, and don't do that. Just kind of leave it as is. And by the way, this is a carry knife. This is one of my Ultra Techs that I carry all the time. Yeah, I use it in my motorcycle bag because I think an auto knife and that philosophy of use makes a lot of sense. Yep, sometimes in my riding pants as well. Back to the CRKTs. So I think the lockup, I got no problems with. The centering is absolute perfection. The detents are excellent. I didn't think I checked the Vizzle. Yeah. Detent's not hard to overcome at all. The clips, I like this one better, of course. It's deep carry on the Remedy. There's no intrusion on the fabric space as they've done this clip. I'm starting to talk about this more and more. Look at that. So it can accommodate thick fabric pants. You're just going to have a little portion of the Remedy sticking out of the pocket. You have, of course, a lanyard hole here. Mini Torx construction. I really love this clip. I really do. And notice it's smooth. It's a stone-washed stainless steel finish on this knife. So it's going to, go into the pocket and extract from the pocket perfectly. Love that clip. On the Vizzle, it's not bad. Slight Wizard of Oz issue going on here with this spoonbill sticking up. You got to watch this as you walk past cars and stuff because you can gouge the paint. Voice of experience. Double screw, no intrusion in this because the screws are on the outside of the clip instead of embedded like these. I actually like that design a little bit better. Then we have an aluminum backspacer on the Vizzle. Lanyard hole as well. That looks really cool. That's kind of a nice design element right here, this backspacer. So it's not like knockoffs or anything. Well, here's knockoffs right here, at least one. There's your stop pin, by the way, on the Remedy. Stop pin on the Vizzle is, where is that? And the stop pin on the Vizzle is actually part of the lock bar. That's what's stopping it. You can see the design right here. And the Vizzle does not have a stop pin per se. It's all lock bar. You can see it right there. And interestingly, check this out. Has an over travel stop pin here. How cool is that? So you cannot hyperextend your lock bar. Fantastic. For a $40 knife? What? There's your timing on the Vizzle, my schnizzle. There's the timing on the Remedy. Super value. I mean, these are super high value blades, really. The only thing I can ding on them, the only thing, is the weight. And really, they're not that far out of whack from where they should be. I mean, if this was like an aluminum frame lock, they would still be like 4.5 ounces. This one would be. This one would be about, I'm saying if it was aluminum or titanium frame lock, and then it had a steel locking bar, I bet it'd be like 3.8. So you're basically looking at half an ounce to 3/4 ounce more for being a stainless steel handled knife. IKBS, really great looking blades, hollow ground, both of them. I love the design sense that I'm seeing here in both of the knives. Competitive options. Here comes another CRKT knife, and this is fantastic. It's another Voxnez design. I'll review it separately. It's the Hivass. Yeah, and it's got that takedown option on it, kind of like the home front. Dang, is this a cool knife. Perfect clip. Lightweight. Oh my goodness, this is a lightweight knife. Hollow ground, super sharp. You can put some zip ties in here for waving out of your pocket. It's a captured liner lock with Zytel handles. You can take it down, take it apart easily. Great competitive option. It's going to be more expensive, the Hivass, for sure, but daddy like. Daddy like. Now here's that homage. It's a Sebenza homage. It's called the Land 912. It's made in China. 12C27 steel. It's fantastic. It is also a stainless steel handled knife. I did do a review on this, so I'm thinking about whether I post it or not. Some guys get excited for the homage pieces, but they're all over the place. They're all over the place. This is a great knife. Fantastic. Good jimping. Rounded. Yeah, it's taking its design sense from the Sebenza, obviously. Size-wise, you can see almost identical. Almost. Good competitive option. By the way, this is a 1/72nd scale, easy model, ready-made, plastic, not metal, model of the MCV 80, the IFE of Britain. Like from 1983 to the mid-90s, they use this. And man, is that a cool model. I'm going to leave it in the plastic because this little thin barrel right here is going to snap off if I take it out. Look at the detail on that. Fantastic. And then we have a C121 Super Connie right here. This is a postage stamp model. I'll probably use these tinier models more often because every time I bring a 1/72nd scale model to the table, I break something. Prop breaks off, machine gun breaks off, antenna breaks off. I'm not exaggerating. It's bad. I mean, I have like a 50 cal that came off a Junkers or maybe a Focke-Wulf. Got to figure out a way to put that back on. Competitive options. Man, I like this knife. It's the freaking Honey Badger. I have shown it in some other videos. It's made in China, just like all these knives are. Is the Hivass made in China? I think it is. I could be off on that one. I'm not really sure the origin on that one. We'll talk about it when I tabletop it. Flat ground. 8CR 13 MOV, same steel, super deep carry pocket clip. They're affordable. I'll put links to all these below. Use them, support the project. I get like 5 cents when you use them. It doesn't cost you a freaking dime. Support the knife show. Money motivates me. Yeah, makes me feel like the work is appreciated. Last, but definitely not least, I have reviewed this. I don't know exactly in what order I'm going to post the videos. I never do. But this is a super cool knife. Super cool. This is an A.G. Russell 00. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. So this is a captured liner lock. It's an aluminum frame. It's a 00, 3 ounces. You can see I engraved it right there. Since it's a cast member. Not exactly cheap though. So it's 125 bucks. And I said that in the review that, what? And it has the same steel. I think this is 8CR as well. trailing point design. This is flat ground, not hollow ground. Really excellent finishing. Deep carry titanium pocket clip. This is higher end than these three knives for sure. Super lightweight, super cool. I love the blue coloration here. I worked this over, here I go again, modifying with my Dremel because the jimping on the 00 was substandard. I did not like it. The only thing I can really say bad about this knife is I just think it's overpriced. It should be about like 60 bucks, and it's 125. You can get a military discount at A.G. Russell. There you go. Got to wrap it up. Patches and other crap at nutandfancybigcartel.com. I got 2 Air Force Challenge coins there. I'm showing more of those. I won't always talk about them. The stars of the show, of course, are the CRKT Remedy at the top and the Vizzle on the bottom. They're, other than the weight, again, I can't really say anything bad about them. Nut and Fancy.